Hi, I'm Lacey, creator of Obsidian. I've had multiple requests for more workouts. For those of you who are at home with your Obsidian board, you asked, so I answered. I highly recommend picking up some sort of mat for your knees, especially if you're going to be using your Obsidian board on a hard surface, as I will be today. If you're using it on carpet, not as big of a deal, but still a nice thing to have. I'll be using dumbbells. Pat will have your options without weights, so you don't have to have weights at home. Let's get started. We're going to start on the floor, as it's really, really important that you warm your core and get balanced before we put you on this unstable surface. So first up, we're going to do one of my favorites, floor bridge. You're just going to bring your heels hip width apart, lifting up, squeeze those glutes, come back down. You want your low back pressing to the floor. Come up, squeeze and hold. Anyone can do this exercise. It's great for your low back. It's warming up that core. Really squeeze at the top. You want to be one long line from the shoulder to the knee. Keeping that chin tucked, looking straight at the ceiling. Draw that belly button in tight. One thing that helps people sometimes with doing this one is put their hands underneath to really help them lift up so they think about that when they come up. Let's get one more. Now take those legs long. Reach the arm overhead so we get that nice lengthening. You're going to lift up and down right here for the abs. Now, you don't have to lift that head all the way off of the mat. You could stay here while you increase your stamina. If you can, peel those shoulder blades off of your mat. Really stretch long when you come down. I always say lengthen to strengthen. Exhale as you rise. Good. Now we're just going to roll it onto that shoulder and onto that hip bone. Bring those knees up to about 90. Keep the knees together. Harder option is going to have your heels up. Pat has your modification. This one's called the clam. We're just going to go ahead and lift that top leg up. We're opening up that hip, getting the hip ready for those movements ahead. Still thinking about your abs, really drawing in tight. Pull that head back, chin in. Good, keeping that chest open if you can. Let's get one more. Perfect, now we're gonna do all of that all over again, starting with that floor bridge. Come on back. Heels right beneath you, toes at 12 o'clock. Go ahead and lift up, squeeze, come down slowly, lowering that back to the floor. Up and squeeze. Again, keeping that chin tucked. You really want to feel this one. If you're feeling it more in your hamstrings, try to focus on getting those glutes to fire. The glutes have a tendency to be a little bit lazy. We want to get them fired up before we get up on our feet. Again, exhale as you come up. Let's do one more. An option here would always be that you could hold this for another 30 seconds if you want a little more core work. Perfect. Go ahead and lengthen out those legs. Reach the arm overhead. Now think of lengthening and strengthening, and we're going to meet in the middle right here. Up. Good. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Try not to use that neck. If you find that you're retching up with your neck, just stay down. As you get stronger, you can peel those shoulder blades off of the floor. Think of exhaling as you rise, really using that breathing. It's so important. If you want a harder option, you can reach past that heel. Let's do one more. Right there, if you reach past, it's going to be a little harder. Perfect. Now we're going to roll onto that other shoulder right here. Again, bringing those knees up to 90 degrees, lifting the heels if you want a little harder option. Just go ahead and open up that top leg. This one's also really good for firing that quad, strengthening the knee. Still thinking about your abs, sucking in. Let's get two more. Last time. Perfect. Go ahead and bring it to a child's pose right here. Give it a quick stretch. Let's come up onto our feet for some balance work. Balance is something that's really neglected in most workouts. Pat, again, has your option here. She's just tapping back. If you're really feeling unstable with this balance work, you can always put yourself next to a wall or a chair. Go ahead and hang on for a little extra help. One thing you don't want to do is let that floating leg touch the stance leg. That's really important. Okay, good. Let's switch sides. Really think of long and strong here, lengthening out that spine. Reach those fingertips straight ahead. I always like to curl my toes into the floor. Help create an arch in that foot. It's really good to start the work at the foot. It's going to help your knee and your hips. Now the real work begins. We're ready to jump on our slide board. Go ahead and get your booties on. Always a good idea to maybe start sitting down in case you struggle with balance at all. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and slide. We're just gonna start out with a 1-minute slide. Now, Pat has your options. Really good way to get started on your slide board. Okay, we know that this can be an unstable surface. We don't want you to be scared of it. Always options. Use those arms. You really want to get some propulsion here. You can always slide for longer if you'd like. Today, we're just going to go about a minute. I always like to hear that clicking. Kind of gauges your speed. Okay, whew. Now we want to keep that heart rate up. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my dumbbells. Of course, again, Pat has your option not to grab those dumbbells. Now we're going to squat right here. Now, one of my very favorite things about Obsidian is that it conditions you for your everyday activities. Whether it's shoveling snow, skiing, lifting up your grandchild or your children, taking your groceries, whatever it may be, this is going to make you stronger and more efficient in movement, less likely to get injured. You can see your heart rate's going to go up as you add some resistance and you do upper and lower body. So anytime you want to take that heart rate down, it feels like too much, drop the weight or lose the arm. Okay, next up we have what's called a switch lunge. Now, I'm going to do the more intense option. Pat has your beginning option right here. You want to go ahead and make sure you keep that chest lifted. Now, the deeper you drop those knees, the harder it's going to be. One thing you don't want to do is come here, okay? Make sure you can see your toes. Head back, chin in. Woo, that'll get your heart rate up. So this is one of my favorite exercises. I'm gonna go ahead and bring one hand up to a static curl. This hand is gonna bring up to a bicep curl. Okay, so again, we're working lower and upper body. And we have the benefit of the Obsidian board so we can move in that frontal plane. Side to side, unlike traditional exercise where you're moving front to back. So it's gonna make you more efficient in movement. Try to loosen your grip on that weight if you're using one. Get one more. Perfect. Okay, go ahead and put those dumbbells down. We're gonna slide just 20 seconds here. We're gonna spike that heart rate again. You don't have to slide here if you don't want to. Okay, you can take options with Pat, and or you can just take the slide out altogether. Oh, see, she's just having so much fun back there. You can't say this workout isn't fun. Okay, squat to forward raise, round 2, right here. And in. Now, you never want to take those arms up higher than shoulder height. Sink as deep as you can into those heels, firing those glutes. You also want to lift with your abdominals. Come up tall, squeeze the glutes, finishing off that squat. Woo! Let's go ahead and do those repeating lunges right here. Keeping that chest nice and open. Get those knees down. Look straight ahead, tuck the chin. Again, you're wanting to check form right here. Knee over ankle. Drop that back knee as deep as you can. Pat has actually had a couple of knee injuries, and this is so great because it's something she can do. Okay, good. Moving on to side lunge. Round number 2, right here. We're gonna pull that up to a bicep curl. Loosening that grip. Now you want both toes straight ahead. Sit back into that front heel. Good, loosen up that grip. Perfect, now, hopefully your heart rate's up. You can hear me huffing and puffing here. And that's the idea. So, before we go to the floor, we're gonna bend our knees slightly. And we're just gonna press right here. Overhead press, so we're working our arms, not our legs, as we try to bring our heart rate down. Now, if you're really conditioned and you don't feel like that heart is racing, you're out of breath, you're okay to take it into a squat, or you could even stay down deep. But again, the goal here is to take our heart rate down a little bit. That's where people struggle the most, is going from that heart rate really high and then dropping it to the floor. You can see Pat's options for you alternating. Good. All right, we're ready for some floor work. This is where you might want your mat. This is where the mat feels good and comes in handy. And you're gonna need your mitts for our upper body work. Tuck the toes behind you. Pat's gonna have your option. You're gonna go ahead and drop down, press up. Now, those elbows should be brushing the ribs. You're looking right between those hands. What I see happen the most in my classes is that people do this. Watch me and tell me if you can see what I'm doing wrong. Okay? Oh, that looks terrible, doesn't it? Yeah, you gotta keep that head up. Let's do one more. Again, elbows come right to the ribs, push up. Awesome work for the back of the arm. Let's go ahead and give that a quick stretch. Bring our hands to the end of our board. We're going to do what we call a knee in. Watch this. You're gonna tuck that knee under, almost dropping that hip all the way to the board. Okay, if that feels like too much for you, you can come here. Now, Pat can do this one, but she's gonna show you your options, okay? For those of you who are just getting started, for whatever reason, that you need that modification, okay? One more each way, you can do it. Perfect. Just what you wanted for your obliques today. Now, mountain climber, one of my favorite ways, hands down, to increase your fitness level and your stamina. Clients tell me all the time that's how they were able to train for their marathon, be conditioned to ski, whatever else, because they knew how to push through a mountain climber. It's not anybody's favorite exercise, it's just one you gotta do. Let's talk about the modifications of mountain climbers here. Go ahead, Pat, show us. You can see she's just getting started. Look at those nice, long and strong movements. Her posture is awesome. She's going nice and slow. She's probably only gonna go 5 to 10 seconds and then she'll rest. Okay, she might even stretch back, and that's okay. Okay, next step, Pat, why don't you show them the reverse mountain climber? This is one clients really love as they start to fatigue, or even as they're just getting started. Don't think this one won't get your heart rate up, because it will. Look at Pat's posture here. She's got her shoulders away from her ears. She's opening up that chest. And again, her legs are long and strong, head back, chin in. That's what we want. For this workout, since it's one of our first, we're gonna start out with 20 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, your form here is really important. Watch me and you're gonna see this. See these short little movements? You don't wanna do that. You want the legs long. Here's the second thing you don't wanna do. See my knees coming in? You don't wanna do that. You wanna stop the knees under the hips. You don't wanna do this with your head. Keep that head up, chin in, long and strong. That was 20 seconds. I love to use this slide board to cool down because it is just like using a Pilates reformer or lengthening those muscles. So let's actually put our mitts on. And from here, you're gonna come kind of in child's pose or tabletop, and you can just stretch right here, really reaching, and I love extending through the shoulders right here and the lats. Just alternating those hands. You can even take one side over and pull back. So awesome for the lats. Same with that other side. Now right here, this is gonna help break up that shoulder joint. You're just gonna rotate those hands. If you have the Obsidian Recovery DVD, you've seen this one. Right here. Awesome for that upper body. Go ahead and sit back, bring the arms behind you, open up that chest. Good job, bring one leg through. Let's go ahead and stretch that hip flexor, bring the arm over, releasing that shoulder. Go ahead and take the fingertips down the back for the triceps. Now, that was a 10-minute workout. You are welcome to go ahead and repeat that 2 to 3 times as you increase in stamina, as your fitness level improves, as you get more comfortable with the slide board. You just did a total body workout, highly metabolic. You burned a ton of calories for the time that you spent right here. And so, that's one of the things I love the most about Obsidian. Not only did you just burn a lot of calories right here in that 10 minutes and work everything, but you're gonna continue to burn calories. It's that afterburn effect that we love so much. So I hope you enjoyed the workout. There's gonna be many more to come. We'll see you next time.